Welcome to Working with Vocational Rehabilitation, a business perspective. I'm Sean Winkler-Rios with Soloprenur. I created these video tutorials to help clients that are receiving support by vocational rehabilitation better navigate the process. I think that the rewards are tremendous working with vocational rehabilitation, especially when they're helping you to become successfully self-employed. But it is a complex process and it has a number of steps to it. In this introduction, I'm going to go over the basic video lessons, 7 in total, which I'm going to cover. That'll help you to become familiar with the process and how to get the most out of it. The first module is called the Big Picture. Here I talk about what it takes to become a successful, sustainable business, going from launch to what I call the break-even point. We're going to go through that and how vocational rehabilitation can support you in getting to that point. That's really the goal for both of you. You starting your journey into self-employment and for vocational rehabilitation and helping you to become successfully employed. Then I'm going to talk about the general steps of assessment that vocational rehabilitation will commonly use and the time it takes to complete each of those steps. I'm going to talk then about some specific steps, beginning with the feasibility study. A feasibility study asks the question, should I go into a business? And for vocational rehabilitation, it asks the question, is this business viable? Both are important. Then I'm going to turn to the purpose of a business plan. A business plan is your roadmap for getting into business. It talks about where the business is at, where the business is going, and what resources that it needs to get there. And then I'm going to talk about startup costs. This is typically what a lot of people will focus on, is what money can vocational rehabilitation provide, but that's really not the key to this at all. I typically will see money disappear very quickly in a startup, and what really matters is what's built. And we're going to talk about what vocational rehabilitation will support, what they may not support, and how to kind of figure this out in this video lesson. And then I'm going to talk about the Self-Employment Committee, which is really the final step in the process that Oregon Vocational Rehabilitation uses in deciding whether or not to support self-employment. And then finally, I'm going to talk about some general tips about how to make the most of the process and really how to avoid some of the common pitfalls I see, both as a qualified business expert that supports people with the creation of feasibility studies and business plans, but also as a member of the Self-Employment Committee in reviewing feasibility studies and business plans. And again, I think what I'm hoping to do with all of these video lessons is to inform you, empower you to get the most out of this process, to work the most effectively as you can, to start your business, to communicate with your counselor, and to coordinate with your qualified business expert. I think with these video lessons, you're going to be well prepared to start the process. Okay, with that in mind, we will begin. See you on the next video lesson.